Hello all, welcome back to Data Science Brain. In this video, I will show you how to build an AI chatbot just like ChatGPT that speaks 8 different languages, saves multiple chat conversations, and runs completely for free. Now, let me show you the demo. Right now, we are chatting in English. So I will say hi, and it has responded to me in English, and it has saved the chat history here in the left side. So let me start a new chat, switch to Spanish, type in hola, and it has responded to me in Spanish. Maybe another chat, maybe in Hindi now, and maybe kaise hai, and it has responded to me in Hindi. So English, then Spanish, and then Hindi. It remembers everything, and I am going to show you exactly how to build this from scratch in the next 10 minutes. I am Deepak Jose, and I make tutorials on AI and coding. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button because we are about to build something awesome. Alright, let's start from the very beginning. First things first, let's create our project folder. I am going to right click on my desktop and create a new folder. I will call it maybe Multilingual Chatbot. And let me place it here. Now open this folder in your code editor. So I will be using VS Code, but you can use whatever you prefer. Perfect. So now we need to set up a virtual environment. So let us go to the terminal. And in Windows, you can use Control backticks. On Mac, you can use Command plus J. So creating a virtual environment keeps our project clean and organized. Okay. So let us just type in whatever I am typing here: Python mvnv and the name of the virtual environment. Okay. And it has created the virtual environment here in the folder. You can see it here. Now we need to activate it. So you can check inside. You can see. Okay, it is creating it. You can see activate, right? So this is a script that we need to use to activate this. So just go to that folder and okay, now we have activated the virtual environment. So if you are on Mac or Linux, you can use source and then the same thing. Okay, vnv bar bin bar activate, wherever is the activate script, just run that. Okay. So now you will see the VNV appearing on the terminal line. This means that it is activated. So why do we do this? Because now all the packages that we install will stay inside this project and won't miss with your other Python projects. So it's just good practice. Okay. Now let me create our requirements.txt file. Okay. So let us just type in requirements.txt, and inside that, so the two packages that we will be using are Groq and Streamlit. Okay, so Streamlit for the UI and Groq for the for getting access to any LLMs. Okay, so just 2 lines, and now we will save it, and we will run pip install. Okay, so we will just run pip install -r requirements.txt. Now this will take some time to install. Now, while that is installing, let me quickly show you how to get your free API key, because you will need it. So we will be getting the Groq API key from console.groq.com, and go to API keys here. And you can see I have already created my API. So you have to sign up here using your account and just click on API key and enter the display name, whatever you need here, and your API key will appear here. Okay, so just copy it. Okay, perfect. As you can see, we got our packages installed. We can see Streamlit as well as Groq has been installed. So now we are ready to code. So let us create our first file. So click on new file and name it backend.py. So this is where all the magic happens. Okay, so first we need to import the Groq library. So let us say from Groq import Groq. Okay, and so this imports the Groq library, so we can use it. Now we are going to create a class. Think of a class like a blueprint for our chatbot. So type in class multilingual chatbot. Okay. Actually should be in this case. Okay. So don't forget to put the colon at the end. Okay, now hit the enter and it should automatically indent. If not, just press tab. Okay, now we need the init method. So this is like the startup function that runs when we create our chatbot. So just type in def init and self. Okay, so this two underscores, the word init, two more underscores, then parenthesis with self inside. This is basically the init method. Okay, it starts up the function, and now hit enter and it will indent again. Now type self.client is equal to Groq and put your API key here. Okay, so API key, your API key here. Okay, so don't actually type your API key here, this sentence. Type in whatever API key you have just copied just before, and replace it with your actual API key. Okay, so like this, paste the API key in between. So what we just do, we created Groq client that will talk to the AI servers using our API key. As simple as that. Now let us create the main function, the one that actually chats. Okay, so press enter twice and add some space and then type def chat, and this will take in self message, and let us, our application is multilingual as I have mentioned, so let us give a default language which is English. And as I have mentioned, we also keep the history, so let us make an array for that. So this is our chat function. It takes the user message, and what language they want, and also the chat history. Okay, so hit enter. Now we are going to build the message that gets sent to the AI. So type okay, let us put a comment here, add system message for language. Okay, so that's a command. It helps us to remember what this does. So now type messages is equal to, hit enter, it will indent, and then type role. It has already given us some suggestions, so just type tab. So role is system, and content, like content is reply in this particular language. Okay, you are helpful assistant that communicates in this language. Okay, or maybe that must communicate in this language. Okay, whatever. So this is type it carefully, because this is where the system role is assigned. Okay, we are assigning the chatbot its role. So make sure to get the curly braces, quotes, and the f string before the string correct. Okay, now we have closed the brackets. So what we just do, we created a system message that tells the AI that what language to use. That little f before the string, let us insert the language variable here. Okay, which we will be setting here. Now we need to add the chat history. So let us type messages dot extend. We'll pass in our history here. Okay, so the extend function adds all the previous messages to our list. Now add the current message. So messages dot append, role is user and content is message that we receive from the user here. Okay, so this is the system message. We are just setting up the LLM to respond in a certain way. We are telling it that you are a helpful assistant and you must communicate in this particular language. Then we are sending it the user content as well as the history. Okay, so this adds what's the user just typed. Now comes the exciting part. We call the AI. So just type let us do a comment here, get response from Groq, and it has already given me this suggestion. So I am using like the Copilot for suggestions. Okay, so you can also install this extensions like Copilot or tab 9 to get AI suggestions while you are coding. It's really helpful. Okay, anyway, so let's response is equal to self dot client. So this is our client. We have set it up here, and dot chat dot completions dot create. So here is where we will create the like the model. Okay, we will set up the model. So we won't be using ChatGPT 4o. We'll use a free model. I will type in the name, copy the name, just copy this same thing. Okay, I will be leaving the code in the description. You can check that, and we will pass in our messages here. And let us don't give any max tokens for now, just keep the temperature 0.7. Okay, so this temperature basically tells the model how much it should vary the response, or should it stick to a perfect actual response. Okay, so this basically sets up the hallucination amount of the model. Okay, so if we set it up in a higher amount, it can generate many creative responses. But if you give a very low temperature, it will be sticking to a perfect scenario. Okay, and a low temperature might be useful when you are making something that includes something maybe like an academic helper, so you need exact answers, don't hallucinate and don't be creative, just exact answers. So in that scenario you can set the temperature to a lower amount, but for a creative chatbot like this, you can set the temperature pretty high. Okay, so the model in which we are using is Llama 3.3 with a 70 billion parameter, which is a super powerful model. And messages is our conversation. We are sending it to the chatbot. The LLM. And the temperature controls the creativity. Okay, so 0.7 is a good balance. So finally, we'll return the response. So we'll just type in return response dot choices dot message, and we will get the content from the message. Okay, we can just put like this, I think. Okay, this will be also be fine. So this will extract the actual text from the AI's response. Okay, and that's it. That's our entire backend, the brain of the chatbot, in just 25 lines of code. Okay, so save it, control or command us. So let me scroll through this one more time so you can see the complete code. Okay, so yeah, so we have initialized the class in the init, and here we will set up the Groq API key. Then we define the chat function. We take in messages, language, history, and we set up the system message. Then we'll extend it with the history as well. We'll then pass in the user message, and we'll pass in the whole thing by selecting the LLM that we are using and passing in our messages, setting up the temperature. Okay, so that's all. Beautiful. Now let us build the user interface. All right. So the backend is done. Now let's build the beautiful interface. So let us create UI.py. And the UI has three main parts: setup, sidebar, and main chat. So let me show you each one. So first, import what we need. So we will import Streamlit and as st, and we will import backend. Actually, from backend we will import our, what was the class name, multilingual chatbot, and we will also import datetime. Okay, so datetime is used for making unique chat IDs. Okay, so these were the imports. Now Streamlit for the UI, backend chatbot, and then datetime for unique chat IDs as mentioned. Okay, now we will add the title. Okay, so I already received some suggestions, so I am just going along with that. So this is the title for our application. So now comes the clever part. Streamlit forgets everything when you refresh. Okay, so we need to save our chats. So think of it like a RAM memory. Okay, so we'll say if all chats not in st dot session state, we'll say st dot session state dot all chats is equal to, we'll create an MD dictionary for storing our chat. Now if current chat not in session state, then yeah, I'll just go along with this, but not like this. We'll create an ID for our chat, so because we need history, right? So we'll datetime dot now, yeah, we'll create an unique ID, and then what we will do, we'll do st dot session state dot all chats. We will add that ID, and we will create a empty list for storing our messages for that particular chat. Okay, so this creates a dictionary to hold all our chats, and generate a unique ID for the current chat, and using timestamp, and creates an empty list to store all the messages in that current chat. Okay, now comes the second part, which is the sidebar. So like, this is where the user picks the language and see the history and the new chat. So I will just create a simple sidebar, and from a select box, st.select box, we can mention the languages that we need, all the 8 languages, English, Spanish, French, German. So before that, I'll just run this and show you so that you can see it side by side. So in order to run this, just type in Streamlit run ui.py. So this will run the application, and go to that mentioned localhost where it is hosted. So you can see our title is there, and the drop down with the language list is there. So this is better, so you can see what I am doing live. So drop down is there. Okay. So now let us create a new chat button in the sidebar. So if st dot button, let's say new chat, and let's give a plus icon there. Yeah. Okay. So when we click this, what happens? We need session dot again start the new chat with a chat id, and then store it to the all chats, and declare an empty list for storing the messages in that chat. Okay, same thing that we have done in the for the beginning one. Okay, no, return rerun. Okay, yeah. So this creates a new chat id, and create an empty message list, and refreshes. So clean. And let's add a divider here. So md dot, I mean st dot markdown. This is where we're going to show the previous chats, but before that, let me add some, add a markdown line, and chat emoji as well. Okay, now now the magic happens. Okay, so we will show all the previous chats here. So for that, we need to get chat id in reverse order, because we need to show the first one, I mean latest one first, right? And in a list, state or session state, we need to get all the chat keys, and not like this. Sometimes I don't like this autocomplete. Chat messages, st dot session state all chat ids. So we are taking all chats, and I mean messages from all the chats. Okay, so we are looping through all the chats, separate chats, and getting the messages separately for each chats. Okay, so if chat message, if there is some message in this, then we'll take the first message just to show the preview for that particular chat history. Chat message content, and we will just show the first 30 characters of that. Okay, now if this is the current, so if it is current, then I mean if it's a current chat that is going on right now, then we need to show some like a marker or something that you have seen in ChatGPT, right? So there's a blue marker, so we'll put something similar there. If button string, I'll just follow along whatever suggestion that I have received, and then we will modify. So blue ball, something like that. Okay, yeah. And if this is not the current chat, then chat message. And also we need few more things. We need the key is equal to chat id, and use container width is equal to true. Okay, so yeah, we need this, but we don't need this. We just need to rerun. Okay, that's all. Now we loop through all the chats in reverse order. Grab the first 30 characters of the first first message in the chat as preview, and the blue dot means current chat, and gray, I mean this one means the old chat. Okay, so click to switch between chats. So pretty cool, right? So now comes the main chat area. Okay, so this will be let us run this. Before that, let us refresh and see it. Okay, I did something wrong there. Of course, that was stupid. Yeah, it comes under in the sidebar itself. Okay, so let me make the main area. So we will say current messages. So we'll get all the messages basically to show all the messages in the current chat. You have seen in ChatGPT, it will list all the current messages that is going on right now, right? So we'll do the same thing. Now for message in current messages, we will loop through all the current messages in the current chat that is going on. message role st dot write message content. Okay, so it will loop through all the messages and in the current chat and show them with nice chat bubbles and all. So Streamlit automatically does this. Okay, so I'll just run that as well, then it will be good. There's no chat, so yeah, can't see anything. So finally, the input box and the AI magic. So we'll say st dot chat input, type your message here, and yeah, it is already giving me suggestions, so it is exactly what we will be doing. So we'll get the current user message first. The role is user and the content is coming from the current prompt that the user is typing in, and yeah, it is showing that user message first, and then we will pass in that we'll create the chatbot, and we'll pass in that user prompt, the language that we have selected, the history that we have so far in this chat, everything to the chatbot, and we'll get the response, and we will show the bot response here. Okay, and before that we will append it to it, to the current chat, with the role as assistant, and we will display it in the screen as well. Okay, and we will again save and refresh. So st dot session state dot all chats. Before that we will save it, like the current messages. We will save the current messages to the session state, and we will do a rerun, st dot rerun. So when the user types something, we add it to the messages, and to show it and create our chatbot and get the response back, and the selected language and all, and saves everything, and we will rerun. So, and that's our entire UI. Okay, so let me just save it and show you. So that's the entire UI, the setup at the top, and sidebar in the middle, and main chat at the bottom. So it is clean, organized, and beautiful. Now there are few bugs that I would like to quickly just mention. So this must be chat ID, current chat ID, and here we have written rerun with an extra R. Okay, so let us run this again. So hopefully this time this will work. Okay, so let us type in a hi. Okay, first let us chat in English. Yes, we got the result. Hi, how can I assist you today? So let us switch to a new chat, and let us maybe choose Spanish. Say hola, and we will getting the Spanish output. So let's see if we can go back to the previous chat and maybe continue. How are you? And yes, okay, unfortunately, yes, we go back to the previous chat, but the language was English. So let me just do it again. How are you? And we are getting the result back in English. So let me just switch to maybe I don't have a Hindi. Okay, anyway, yeah, we got back the result in Hindi. So that works really well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this short fun project. I mean, there is a lot of possibilities to this. You can add more languages to this and make this maybe do it in Angular or React. Yes, it took a little bit more than 10 minutes that I have promised, but yeah, it looks fun, and it's looking fine. So please like this video if it helped you. It really helps the algorithm to show this to more people. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. It will be making more. I mean, I'll be making more of AI tutorials like this every week. And drop a comment and tell what language did you try first, and maybe suggest me some topics for future tutorials. And maybe take this project and make something else, something more cool with this. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Now go build something awesome. Okay, bye.